Hi Capricorn, welcome back to my channel. This will be a general reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, to have a look and see what messages come up for you, which might be helpful for the upcoming month. Should you find that this one resonates, you're more than welcome to check out the extended version to your January reading as well. Otherwise, let's have a look and see what comes up for Capricorn. Okay, let's start off with the Six of Wands. There's some sort of impression that you're going to be making, a very powerful or lasting impression that you're going to be making on someone here, Capricorn, or someone could be making their impression on you. The Five of Wands is often associated with success in career. It can be really in any area of your life here, Capricorn, but in career or making a name for yourself or inspiring other people. So there's a lot of inspiration that's coming to you, whether professionally, creatively, maybe even romantically, because the Wands can often be ruled by infatuation and lust and desire. So for a lot of you, there might be some sort of prominent connection that's evolving between yourself and a fire sign here, which has come up in these two cards. And Aries, a Sagittarius or Leo, you do have two air sign cards here as well, with a water card as well. So it could be any sign really, but I feel like you're making a name for yourself, or there's some sort of impression that you're going to leave behind. And I feel like you're going to amass a following. Now, this could be encouragement and support or backing. Or if you are involved in a collaborative project here, Capricorn, you might be taking on that leadership role, whether you're aware of it or not. Or you might be driving community groups and things like that in the month of January. So that is quite an exciting time. Definitely a lot of things happening. You've got the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands are often seen as signs, synchronicities, and symbols. So for a lot of you, the Eight of Wands could symbolize someone coming into your path here. Now, there's some sort of news that's going to further developments, or that's going to spark things into action. Sometimes the Eight of Wands can be seen as a sequence of events that all unfold and unravel together. As you can see, that Eight of Wands is being thrown up by a higher power here. Now, for a lot of you, this can be translated into divine intervention or fate. There's auspicious signs and symbols that are pointing you in the right direction. And I feel like this is further supported by the Wheel of Fortune, which would indicate that destiny is intervening in a major way here for you. Now, it can be connected to wish fulfillment, absolutely, because the 8 sits above the 9 of Cups. But that 8 could be the fire sign I was mentioning. It could also be secret admirers, lusts, passion, etc. Or elevation or evolving, climbing the ladder of success here, professionally, creatively, getting in touch with other people. But it's all about action, creating steps. So it's something about a few-step program, or creating a list for yourself, a to-do list, a bucket list, things you'd like to achieve or have or experience. And that definitely could be something you're doing in the month of January. But I do feel for a lot of you, there is a fire sign potentially wanting to reach out or wanting to make a connection or impression. But then there's a follow-up. So if this is an impression at a job interview, for example, I feel like you'll hear news and it's going to sit very well with you. For the most part, it could make you quite pleased with the outcome and or result here, Capricorn, because you do have that Wheel of Fortune. So divine intervention, things shifting in your favor, something about divine timing at its best. The wheel can often symbolize a clock, okay? And it could point to meeting someone at the right time, being at the right place at the right moment. You might deem it coincidence. It could be serendipity, meeting someone special, completing a project at the right time. But really, it can be about things happening very unexpectedly, but wishes and wish fulfillment tied into that wheel here, which is absolutely fantastic. It's also about a situation improving. Okay, so whether this is a financial situation, speaking of fortune, whether this is a relationship situation, for example, and it will change fairly quickly. And I say that because the Knight of Swords is here and he carries a very swift energy. and he's sitting below the Wheel of Fortune. So it could definitely indicate that things turn in your favor fairly quickly. Developments in feelings, news, turnaround times, contracts, if you've been waiting on something, if you've been asking for something, the pacing at which it happens might happen fairly quickly for a lot of you. So there's not much stagnancy. The only sort of stagnancy that is indicated in this spread here for you this month would come from that Four of Swords here, which can mean that things will slow down a little bit. So you might see a lot of stop and starts, or you might not feel like you're going through a bit of a slower phase, and then suddenly things start to pick up fairly quickly, and then things might mellow out again and things might pick up fairly quickly. And as I mentioned, it could really be in any sort of area in your life that you might notice these sudden and major spikes that might come on fairly quickly here, Capricorn. But it could be things turning around, leaving behind the devil and coming into the four angels, the four cherubims. And the four is a number of concreteness, the four elements, the four gospels. So you are coming into something more concrete, or something that will be solidified. But again, it's all about divine timing. That's very, I think, prominent for you this month in January. You do have that Four of Swords, so for some of you, there is a period in January where you will be wanting to reflect or mull over things. Sometimes the Four of Swords can point to meditation, withdrawal. Sometimes it's taking time away from work, taking time away from your schedule, maybe from your family, maybe from your whatever you have going on. And it's really digging deep. It's quite a philosophical card here because we're faced with major questions, and we see this tomb effigy here, and sometimes with death comes loss of people from our lives, loss of jobs, loss of feelings. So I feel like you're thinking about loss, or loss might be around you or affecting you or your family or friends in a major way, and it's going to make you think differently about things because it's all about faith. You know, we see these saints in the pictures here, the stained glass windows. We question purpose. We question our purpose in a relationship, our purpose in our life, our soul's mission. So there could be a lot of major philosophical questions that come to you in January, and you're really going to be thinking about these things fairly intently. And if this is not you doing the thinking, then it could most certainly indicate an air sign that's starting to think things through more seriously. Maybe there's something that happens in January that's going to change how you think about life, about love, about career, about the impression you want to make, what kind of inspiration you want to be to people you work with, to the children you've reared, to the people you've had relationships with, to your current lover, to your friends. So these are major things that I think you'll be mulling over. But for a lot of you, it can be spirituality and religion as well, okay? Having faith or finding faith in a situation once more. Prayer, meditation, hope, all these things are tied into that Four of Swords card here. But it could even be visiting significant sites, receiving messages from someone that has passed on, dreaming about someone that has passed on, praying, to law of attraction. All of these things could most definitely be implicated for you in the month of Jan. Now you do have the Nine of Cups as well, which is really about a wish coming true, wish fulfillment, or the dream card. So dreams, hopes, wishes are coming true. Now there may be some steps that are still required, but these steps, the signs, symbols, synchronicities, call it what you will. You've got the 8 and the 9 here, which is very auspicious. And I think this is showing that you're coming towards, you're nearly at the end of completing some sort of goal or attaining something you've wanted. The 8 is an equalizing number. It is a number of abundance of things showing up in our lives. And the 9 is a number of completion and fulfillment, understanding and moving on to a new cycle or a new thing. So for a lot of you, there's something that you'll finally own or possess or experience or be done with. Okay, the 9 can be completion, can be loss in many forms. And for a lot of you, it can lead you to a more satisfied, positive, cleaner, optimistic and hopeful outlook or attitude in whichever area that this will fall in here for you, Capricorn. But things are happening very nicely here. Now, if you are dealing with a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, this person might want to be very accommodating. They might be more emotionally inclined towards you. They might be wanting to fulfill your dreams, your hopes, your destinies. This person might even be falling for you because in some way you might be a dream come true for them. Capricorn. So it is a very exciting time, or you might be coming into their lives, or they might be coming into yours at a very pivotal time when you really, really need them. Destiny, fate at play here for you, Capricorn. So it could fall under career as well, absolutely. But you do have that Knight, and the Knight is racing towards the Nine of Cups. I do believe there's someone determined here to fulfill your wishes. There's someone who wants to make things happen for you. Or it could be you wanting to make things happen fairly quickly for someone else. The Knight of Swords is deterministic, courageous, irrational, impetuous, yes, okay, a little bit unpredictable. So it might be an air sign that could be displaying this sort of behavior here. It might be an air sign wanting to go above and beyond for you. It might be someone communicating that they want to make you happy, to please you. They might be asking, what can I do to make this better? What can I do to turn this around? How can I be what you want me to be? Whether this is someone asking you on a professional level, on a platonic level, on an emotional level, on a romantic level, that could be the case. But what's interesting is that the steed here cautions the Knight. So it's almost an energy of you don't know what you're getting yourself into if you're traveling fairly quickly and you're not taking the time to level things out and really understand them. Now, you often are known to take that approach, Capricorn, so I'm inclined to believe it could be someone else other than you. But oftentimes, as humans, regardless of the signs we're ruled and the characteristics we are said to possess, it's a physiological and emotional and intellectual response to anything, to stimulus, to anything that's really happening around us. So there could be quite an irrational response to something. And it could be what fate is sending you, what fate or destiny is throwing your way or placing in your path here, Capricorn. But there's an eagerness here, especially to do with communication or thought, overwhelming thoughts, being inundated with messages, and it's non-stop. The Knight of Swords doesn't stop here, so it's someone who's going to keep on piling on messages and contact information and this and that, and it could become a little bit overwhelming here for some of you, and it might be something that you have to learn to deal with in January. But you might see these sorts of things pop up for you during this month. It could be tied into wish fulfillment, yes, or it could just be the pacing of the Wheel of Fortune, things coming around fairly quickly. Make sure you take the time to reflect and think about what you're doing here. Or it's that you'll make that decision and this will happen, and then you'll go into that reflective state here with the Four of Swords. But look, I will leave your general reading at that and continue with your extended reading, the link to which will be available below in the Show More section. So thank you again for tuning in, Capricorn. Please feel free to leave behind a like or a subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. And I will be connecting with you very, very soon. So take care and bye for now.